Former U.S. President Donald Trump has called on the United Kingdom and other major nations to deploy naval vessels to the Strait of Hormuz in an effort to secure one of the world's most critical maritime trade routes. In a series of public statements, Trump urged several countries, including China, France, Japan, South Korea, and the United Kingdom, to send warships to the region. The appeal comes amid escalating tensions in the Middle East following the recent conflict involving the United States, Israel, and Iran. Several oil tankers operating near the strait have reportedly come under attack since hostilities began roughly 2 weeks ago. The narrow waterway serves as the primary export route for oil from the Persian Gulf and typically carries nearly 20% of the world's oil supply, making it one of the most strategically important shipping corridors globally. Responding to Trump's remarks, the UK Ministry of Defense said officials were discussing a range of options with international partners to ensure the safety of commercial shipping in the region. Meanwhile, authorities in Tehran have indicated they intend to continue restricting passage through the strait. Any disruption to traffic in the channel has major economic implications, and ongoing tensions have already contributed to a sharp rise in global oil prices. Writing on his social media platform Truth Social, Trump said many nations would soon be working alongside the United States to help maintain security in the waterway. He argued that Iran's military capabilities had already been severely weakened, but warned that threats to shipping could still occur through drones, mines, or short-range missiles. Trump further suggested that countries dependent on oil shipments passing through the strait should take a more active role in protecting the route. In separate remarks, he also warned that Iran's oil infrastructure, including facilities on Karg Island, could become targets if Tehran interfered with maritime traffic. Karg Island serves as one of Iran's most important oil export terminals. Iranian military officials responded by warning that energy infrastructure belonging to companies supporting U.S. operations could be targeted if attacks were carried out against Iranian facilities. Regional tensions have continued to intensify, with energy installations and shipping routes increasingly becoming focal points of the conflict. Iran has also warned that tankers traveling to the United States, Israel, or allied nations could be considered potential targets. According to the UK Maritime Trade Operations, at least 16 vessels have reported attacks or security incidents in or around the Strait of Hormuz since the conflict began on February 28. Despite the heightened risk, even the United States Navy is currently not escorting commercial tankers through the narrow passage. Trump's latest statements come just days after he criticized the British government for what he described as a delayed response to the crisis. He also questioned whether additional military deployments from allies would significantly change the situation. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer had initially faced criticism from Trump for not participating in early strikes against Iran and for hesitating to allow U.S. forces to use British bases. However, the British government later authorized limited defensive operations involving U.S. forces from RAF Fairford and Diego Garcia, citing concerns that Iranian missile activity could threaten British personnel. Meanwhile, the Royal Navy's HMS Dragon is currently being deployed to the region. The vessel departed for Cyprus earlier this week and is expected to support operations around RAF Akrotiri, which has previously faced drone attacks. The United Kingdom once maintained minesweeping ships based in Bahrain, but that capability was withdrawn following the retirement of HMS Middleton. British officials say the country had already strengthened its air presence in the region before the conflict escalated, primarily to protect British military personnel stationed across the Middle East.